Hi, my name is Yasu from Japan, and in my video, I drink sake and I introduce sake in both Japanese and English. And this one is obviously English version, and I'm going to drink this sake from Saitama prefectures, and then the name of the sake brewery is nihonshu, and then the name of the sake is Hanaabi. And for those people who don't know Japanese sake, well, then this Hanaabi sake is a very popular, super popular. It's really hard to get it. And then this Hanaabi is actually a new one. So of course, the brewery, the Nanyo they produce the same series of the Hanaabi over the years, and then this is really the first time that I heard that they make new series of Hanaabi, and then for the first time ever, I saw the English name of this sake. So this is Hanaabi the Mahaj. I don't know why they picked the English name the Mahaj. I don't know, but it gives me a feeling that this Hanaabi the Jozo might be thinking to trying to reach to international sake drinkers, or maybe they think how you they actually play out. I'm not sure yet. So I'm really excited to drink this one, and I'm very excited to introduce this one to you guys. The rice that they use, they actually use two kinds of rice. One of them is bizen omachi. Another one is Yamada Nishiki. Those sake rices are one of my those are my favorite ones. So the taste should be really, really good. So like, if you ever wonder like how to experience Japanese culture, drinking sake is one of the way. But like, let's say that you don't really like, very like, too sake flavor. If you like something sweet, something fruity, then definitely you should try Hanaabi. But let me try this Hanaabi because this is the new series of Hanaabi. So cheers. Oh, by the way, like when I drink sake, I always use kagami crystal. This is the glass. So cheers. The first of it smell. This is beyond fruity smell. It does smell like pineapple. And then, like, it's a very distinctive smell of Hanaabi. So like every time I drink Hanaabi, it has pineapple smell, and I just always wonder like how they can make sake smell like pineapple. And then the flavor is really juicy pineapple taste, mellow, but not too strong. So I can enjoy drinking while I'm eating, I think for sure. One of the things that it's not easy for me to drink Hanaabi is because it's too fruity, too sweet, and too pineapple. Both smell and flavor and taste. So like every time I usually drink Hanaabi, I cannot eat anything when I drink Hanaabi, but this one is really different. It's good. So like, yeah, if you're in Japan, and when you visit like those liquor shop and anywhere, and if you happen to see Hanaabi, please try because this is really, really good. And then so like in my video, like I drink sake and then I talk something about Japan in English. So in Japan, like those people who just graduate from university and started working, they are called shinshakaijin. Like direct translation is that like newborn people. No, not really newborn people. Like new member of the society is a direct translation, which means that now they're adults. They're working for the first time ever. So those are the category shinshakaijin. And then there is a Japanese consulting firm called Mitsubishi Research and Consulting. And they've been taking a lot of surveys and do the research on those shinshakaijin people. And one of the questions that they do every year is that, how do you guys feel, setting the targets by the company or by the boss? How do you feel about it? Do you like to have your goals set or KPIs to be set? And the number of people who say, no, I don't want my KPI to be set. No, I don't want my goals to be set. It's discouraging. It's not necessary. The number of those shinshakaijin who say no, it's been increasing, especially since 2014. I actually, looked for some kind of news why this happens, but I couldn't really find out any new information, any like distinctive or specific news or like the life event that happens 2014 in Japan. I think 2014 the major news was the Russia took over the Crimea from Ukraine, but I doubt that has a lot to do with their minds. I mean, I don't think that's the case. But anyway, and then it really makes me wonder, because how can you figure out what kind of things you need to improve to hit the target? If there's no target, you would never know whether how you can actually improve, or how good you are, or how bad you are. Or let's say, if I don't have any goals or KPIs, there's no way for me to measure, how much I should improve myself to hit the targets, fulfill my duties, what's missing, what's lacking, and then what's my strength and what's my weakness, and so on. So personally, I feel that setting a reasonable targets, reasonable KPI would be really, really beneficial, because we need to actually fail to realize what's missing, and once we acknowledge that, then we can work on that specific part to improve ourselves. Or at least that's how I do to move forward. But it seems like the Japanese people, those who graduate from university and start working, they don't like KPIs and the targets to be set. And I couldn't really find out the stories or additional informations why that is happening, because one of the things that I was thinking is that, or maybe those people feel that way because their targets or KPI were set to the level of very unrealistic KPIs and a target of which they never be able to achieve. If that would be the case, then that would actually make sense. But I couldn't really find any information to make the point reality. So I just don't know. That's just what I'm saying. So without targets, without KPIs, it's really hard for them to focus on anything, including myself. But one way to look at is that from Japanese people's perspective, goal is something that they must achieve no matter what. And they are so afraid to be a failure, which is, I think, what everybody feels. But from Japanese people's mind, or from, things that I understand, especially Asian people, they tend to look for the perfections, no mistakes. And so maybe they have this unrealistic expectations or pressure on themselves that they need to achieve the targets of KPIs no matter what. If they fail, they need to die or anything like that. Maybe they have something, that kind of mindset in there with themselves, but I'm not sure. Because otherwise, of course, if there's a target and a KPIs, as long as it's realistic, I would do as much as I can do to hit the targets. And then from that point being, it's a lot easier for me to see what's missing. What should I what should I do to improve myself to hit the targets? Once I hit the targets, I achieve certain things, I acquire certain skill sets, and then I can actually keep improving myself. So from my perspective, setting a targets or KPIs really makes sense. But based on the research by the Japanese consulting firm, more and more Japanese people, they don't like it. They don't want their targets or KPIs to be set. So that's just what I wonder. Is this the reason why Japan is becoming weaker? Or maybe it has nothing to do with it. I don't know. But more and more, I've been living in Japan longer, and especially after the COVID-19, I'm really surrounded by the Japanese people. I feel that they need to open their eyes and then widen their perspectives, because one way or another, this is survival. They are not only competing with each other in Japan. If they work for multinational companies or anything, then they need to find a way to survive. But I couldn't really find any data or information that I can compare, especially from the US. I couldn't really find out. So I just don't know what's going on. Anyway, so that's just my thoughts about, Japanese people on the data. If there's any new, information or additional information that I can add, then I'm just gonna make a new video to say that. Probably I'm hoping to say that, oh guys, I'm mistaken. I made a mistake. That information is only, part of the information to reflect what's really going on in Japan. Reality is this one. I hope that I'm going to say that. So I will continue to look for, more information, more data. And then once I find something new, I will drink sake, not the same one, different one. And then I will make a video to let you guys know. And this is the last thing. I'm trying to build up my channel. So if you can subscribe to my channel, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in my next video. So for now, じゃあね。